Hi. Okay, I'm doing a check-in, but this might actually be a little bit loud down here. So, I'm at Lake Michigan, at a spot I've never been before. If you don't know anything about the Great Lakes, they're huge. I grew up in Wisconsin, and then I lived in Chicago for a long time, and now I live like 4 hours away from those places, and I'm still on the same lake that I grew up on as a child. And then it still extends for many, many, many hours north. And that's just one of the 5 Great Lakes. So, if you're scared of sharks, but you like the look of an ocean, these might be for you. You cannot see across. Some people try to perpetuate that myth. You absolutely cannot. You cannot see Wisconsin over there. It would be Milwaukee, roughly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but no, you cannot see it. And let's see, what do I want to talk about? I guess I want to talk a little bit about failure has been on my mind a lot, and perceived failure, and how we pick ourselves up from perceived failure or actual failure, loss, all of those things. I talked about it in my little article, and I've talked about it on these before. Sorry, I'm being really fidgety because it's windy and I'm taking in all the sights. But, okay, I'll settle in a second, sorry. Putting down my purse. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's too noisy for this. So, I feel like one of the biggest things that holds people back, and has certainly held me back, is when we see ourselves as a failure on a topic. And when we start to view time as an enemy rather than a friend. So for instance, rather than being grateful for the possibility that I could have, many, many decades more of life on this planet, I see it as ways that as I get older year after year and haven't really become what I thought I'd become by now based on the feedback I was getting in 5th grade and even earlier. I already had an uncle helping me record an album by 6th grade and had many, many songs, had multiple school-wide assemblies of said songs, and I guess I just kind of had a sense of what that meant I would be by certain ages, and in many ways it's no one's fault but my own, because I've gotten distracted and I've taken many tangents, including classical piano, including writing for film, including writing musicals, and I keep returning to this singer-songwriter life, but now I'm in a band too, and so I just have a lot of enthusiasm for, in some ways, for other people and other people's ideas of what I should do with my life. And I think rather than shame myself for that, I should look at that as like just one of the traits about me that has made me who I am. That I like to stay open to lots of different ideas. But one of the things that goes hand in hand with that is sort of facing our own sense of failure, or our own sense, because it's not, until you're dead, you didn't not achieve a goal. You can keep trying to. And so I'm still alive, and as are all of you. And if there are any goals that you've hoped you would work towards, but then haven't made progress on lately, or have decided to put aside completely, but then they keep resurrecting themselves and you keep being unsure, then maybe you are supposed to follow them and not let yourself be oppressed by the concept of time passing, or the concept of you're too old to do this or you're too old to do that. Many of us resign those goals and hopes and dreams, and then we spend a ton of time tootling on the internet or watching Netflix, and I just feel like that same time could be spent if we didn't know what time was and we just still were the same 8-year-old self that thought we'd be a certain thing based on our love of that thing, then, other than our concept of having gotten older, what's the real difference? Why don't we still do that thing that makes us feel happy and makes us feel joy and makes us feel proud of ourselves for accomplishing something. So I think I'm getting to a place where I'm starting to make friends with failure, whether it's real failure or perceived failure. And I want to encourage other people to do that too, because I feel like there are a lot of systems in place, and I try really hard to not be a negative person, and to not sink in or give in to depression. And I know other people do too, but maybe they just don't have as naturally of a buoyant kind of spirit or whatever it is that I have that keeps bouncing me back out of it, when maybe I should be depressed based on some of the outcomes I've had from choices I've made. And my life has started over many different times because of some real traumas, small and large, that I've lived through. And you know, some people don't bounce back from that, and I don't even know how well I am doing at it, but I'm trying. I don't want to just view myself or my life as a failure. I don't want to view time as an enemy, as like I'm too old for this or that. Like, I don't want to view anything as anything. I just want to do what I love and then kind of let it unfold however it unfolds. So I don't know, that's been on my mind a lot. Sorry, I'm yelling. It's so loud here with the wind and the waves. So yeah, I probably should have stayed up where I wrote the song, which was like up that path. I left my purse over there, so I can't go up there just yet, but there's this path. I had my phone up on there and balanced, and I wrote a little ukulele song up there, and it was quite quiet there. But I still want to walk down to the beach, so maybe I'll, I don't know. Anyway, Michigan is absolutely beautiful in the summer if you've never been here. Grand Haven has been promoting itself as of late, and it keeps winning all these like best beaches in America kind of awards, and I don't know if that's wise, because now maybe it'll have more and more tourism than it already has, but oh well. Anyway, and this whole coast is just gorgeous along Lake Michigan. So Sleeping Bear Dunes, Route 22, a Cloudlight song, and our whole concept was invented up there on the little pinky of Michigan, up on the Leelanau Peninsula. And so yeah, I've left a lot of my heart in Michigan, and I didn't even mean to come here or move here. It's a big old long story that's way too personal for these very anonymous feeling videos that I don't know who is watching. So maybe I'll share more someday, but probably not. But you know, I just wanted to check in where I'm at. I'm feeling lovely. I have a Cloudlight practice tonight, and just been focusing in on which projects and dreams from a Jessica and the Rainbow standpoint I really want to put time and effort into. I just talked about that a few days ago in that check-in. So yeah, I've been just trying to streamline everything, and you know, it helps that it's summer. My hair's all on my face. Helps that it's summer and it's beautiful outside. So I've definitely been enjoying life lately. So I hope you're in a place that has some beauty sometimes, and if it's not easy to find, I hope you go find it. When I was living in New York, I used to go walk to the river. I lived up on 126th, I think, or no, 106th, and would just walk over to the river and just stand there and just try to block out the noise and just stare at the water and like connect with things, trees, whatever. I did the same in Chicago. I was a park junkie, so you know, there are ways to connect with nature anywhere, I suppose. Some places it's easier than others, but then, you know, everything's a trade-off. Grass is greener, because I have fewer professional contacts and connections here by living in a remote place in nature. Although Grand Rapids is a lovely music scene, so that's been nice. It's a big enough city and still homey, but of course I'd still like to connect with some of the bigger markets like I used to in Chicago or New York, or maybe out west someday. I don't know. Anyway, just feeling dreamy. I hope you have a lovely day, and I should go before this thing cuts me off.